Welcome to Ask and Learn.
Okay, we're going to send this parabola, which looks like this, pretend like, and it's going from minus h over 2 to h over 2, and then send it around the x-axis, and that will give us a barrel. Okay, to find the volume, we're going to cut it vertically so that we have disks. And the volume of a disk is pi r squared h. And h is the thickness, and you can see that the thickness is dx, and r is the radius. So from the x-axis up, you can tell that's some y value, which in this case is r minus cx squared. So the volume is pi integral r minus cx squared dx from minus h over 2 to h over 2. Well, this is symmetric, so I'm going to do 2 here and 0 to h over 2. Okay, so now I got 2 pi integral. I got to square it out, so r squared minus 2r cx squared plus c squared x to the fourth dx. So 2 pi r squared x minus 2rc x cubed over 3 plus c squared x to the fifth over 5 from 0 to h over 2. Oops. So 2 pi r squared h over 2 minus 2rc over 3 h cubed over 8 plus c squared over 5 h to the fifth over 32 minus 0. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply through by 2, and at the same time I'm going to factor an h out of everything. So now I have pi multiplying by 2, h. I'm trying to be as neat as possible because it gets really gross here in a minute. Pi over h. So this 2 cancels with this 2, and the h came out, so we just have r squared there. Minus, okay, this 2 cancels with the 8. So I have 2rc over 3 h squared over 4. Okay, remember I took one of the h's out. And then this 2 cancels with the 32, leaving 16. So I get plus 1/5 c squared h to the fourth over 16. Okay, so what I know is that d is ch squared over 4. That's why I wrote it in this way, ch squared over 4. Oops. The middle one, I'm going to move the c. Oops, I better be careful. That's r, and that was ch squared over 4. So now I have pi h r squared minus 2r over 3 d plus 1/5 d squared. Okay, so now I'm pretty excited about that. So I looked to see what happens next, and I noticed, oh, I forgot to write down the answer I'm trying to get. It was 1/3 r squared plus r squared minus 2/5 d squared. Wow, how do I have that memorized? Oh, I can't tell you how many times I worked this problem. All right, 1/3 pi h in the front. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and factor a 1/3 out. So that means this is now 3r squared, because 1/3 times 3 will give you 1. And this is 2rd, and this is 3/5 d squared. All right, so then I tried and I tried and I tried and I could not get it to turn into what it was supposed to. So here's what I did next. I said, I'm just going to suppose that it is equal and then see what's the difference between what I have and what I'm trying to get. Okay, so then I said, okay, I'm going to subtract big R squared from both sides. So now I have 2R squared. And I'm going to subtract 3/5 D squared from both sides. So I'm going to move it over there. So now I have minus D squared. Then I still have little r squared here, and I have minus 2RD over here. Oh, you know what? That's supposed to be 2R squared. Back up here when I'm trying to get it to be something, 2R squared. I almost made a fatal error there. So now I really just have 1R squared right here. Okay, so then I said, all right, I'm going to factor an big R out of here, and that gives me R minus 2D. And over here, I'm going to factor this into R minus D, R plus D. Okay, well then I remembered that little r is big R minus D. And so then R plus D is big R. So now I have R minus 2D equals R minus D big R. So I divide both sides by big R. So now I have big R minus 2D equals little r minus D. So I add 2D to both sides and I get big R is R plus D, which is true. So I know that what I have here is the answer right here, but I just got to mess with it and get it into the right form. But now I know what to do. I'm just going to do what I did, only backwards. Here's the 1/3 pi h. All right, and then I need the 3r squared. I need it to be an r squared and a 2r squared. So that's the first thing I do. I'm going to keep the 2r squared, and then I'm going to make the other r squared right there. Okay, so I'm never going to mess with this 2r squared again. All right, so now I'm going to factor, now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to factor the big R out of the middle here. I'm not going to write the 1/3 pi h anymore. Okay, so I got the 2r squared plus big R times big R minus 2D plus 3/5 D squared. All right, now I got to see where the big R minus 2D came from. Well, big R minus 2D was equal to little r minus D. Oh yeah, remember big R? Big R was little r plus D. So I'm going to put that in. 2r squared plus, oh wait. Oh yeah, I'm going to change this big R to little r plus D, and this big R to little r plus D. Okay, so now I have 2r squared plus r plus D, and then r plus D minus 2D, that's r minus D. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Okay, so I get 2r squared plus r squared minus d squared plus 3/5 d squared, and that is 2r squared plus r squared minus 5/5 plus 3/5, that's minus 2/5 d squared. Oh, yay me. Okay, so I had to do this junk here, which is not part of the problem. Okay, so this is me working on the side. I had to do this to get an idea of how to make them equal. And the real trick for me was first realizing that I needed to break up the 3r squared into 2r squared and r squared, so that at least I got a little part of it to start with. But it was, of course, this middle that was the problem. So what needed to be replaced by what? So once I realized that that's all the big r's that I could have, the 2r squared, I knew I had to get rid of this r and this r, and then I knew what to do. Yay, I hope you loved it.